Before we get into the video today, I just wanted to give a very nice, big, warm shout out to Crushing Hammer. Crushing Hammer, thank you so much for making my Players' Cup qualifiers really fun to play against. It was basically like every single deck that I ran against just had Crushing Hammer in their deck, and it was great because 90% of the time they just flipped heads and discarded my Water Energy off ADP, so that was a lot of fun. Big thanks to Crushing Hammer, very healthy card, and thank you very much. Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. My name is Harris and today's going to be a little bit of a different video this time. I'm going to be going over my little report on my Players' Cup 3 qualifiers for the Pokemon trading card game, as well as the spreadsheet that I used to track my progress and the overall deck list that I used. So I stuck with ADP during the entirety of the 50 keys. I actually just concluded my last tournaments earlier today, and I ended up with 102 tournament rep over the course of the 50 keys. So I think coming into Players' Cup 3, if you ended up with at least 95, maybe potentially, that was probably like a sweet number to hit. Of course, I think 100 probably cements your position in the top 256 on leaderboards to qualify for the Players' Cup 3. So I'm overall content with 102. I think I did perfectly fine. A little bit of bumps across the road. We'll be showing that in the spreadsheet in just 1 second. But, you know, the ADP was just something that is kind of easy to play, honestly. I haven't really played that much since the Players' Cup 2 qualifiers, so it's been a long time. I'm definitely washed, but overall I'm content with the list and everything like that, and overall fine with how things went this time. Before we get into things today, everybody, if you are new to the channel, thank you so much for stopping by. I really, really appreciate you. Go ahead and think about hitting that like button as well as that subscribe button down below. It really, really helps the channel out. And to those who are returning viewers, I really, really appreciate you. Thank you so much for coming back as always. Alright, so here we are back on PTCGO. This is the ADP list that I used for my Players' Cup 3 run. Big shout out to Isaiah Bradner for the list. This was his list. Very, very strong, very, very solid list. Very, very great. It felt really, really good to play during the entirety of the run. And the one thing that I did change from his list originally is that I actually added Aegislash in instead of the second Mawile. In the long term, the second Mawile is just inherently better. I just put the Aegislash in it because I lost to a Decigoons, and I got upset. So I just put this in, and it basically won me 4 games afterwards, and once again, I will not complain about that. But going forward, please add the second Mawile back in. Just play 2 Mawile in your ADP list. This card is just inherently powerful. Being able to Mawile and get their Crobat, Dedenne, one of their support Pokemon is just a great feeling for this, because those are your routes to victory. Otherwise, we have 2 ADPs. You know, everyone is gonna moan and whine over ADP. You know, ADP is just probably like one of the most insane cards that was recently printed. And then this is basically what the deck revolves around, that Ultra Creation attack. So yeah, ADP is just way too good. We got 4 Zacian because we really want to start it in our opening hand. Zacians are just our main attacker. We got, as far as support Pokemon, we got 3 Dedenne, 1 Eldegoss, and 1 Crobat. So that basically rounds out the entirety of the Pokemon. Super, super good. And as far as trainers, 3 Cherish Ball, 3 Spinners. 3 Spinners we really want to find our Waters, and being able to go second, we really want to try to dig for that turn 1 Ultra Creation GX with the help of Energy Switch as well as the Metal Patches. 4 Quick Balls and 3 Cherish Balls as our search. For Switch, 1 Tool Scrapper. Tool Scrapper is really, really good right now to get rid of those pesky tools like opposing Air Balloons, Metal Goggles from Luke Metal Zacian. This thing is just great. We got 4 Boss's Orders, as well as 4 Research and 1 Marnie. So the 1 Marnie wasn't too bad. If I discarded early, sometimes there's turns where you miss the boss, so you really need to like have some sort of comeback potential. So the 1 Marnie plus the Eldegoss was basically enough. But 4 Boss's Orders, as well as the 1 Great Catcher, that's your Gust. That's your way to victory after you Ultra Creation GX. You want to be able to boss every turn and use things like Crobat and Dedenne to keep digging for that other boss, because you just want to go Ultra Creation, boss, and then you just win in 2 turns. So as far as our tools, we got 2 Air Balloons, so we can move around. Lastly, one of the biggest clutches from the entirety of the Players' Cup run was the Vitality Band, the 2 Vitality Band that Isaiah put in his list. Vitality Band is really, really good in basically 2 main instances. The first being you are able to knock out those opposing Fire-type Pokemon with your ADPs, so with an Ultra Creation, your max that you're doing with this is 180, but if you have the Vitality Band, you can do the magical 190 against opposing Victini Vs and Heatran GXs, which is probably like You know, it's kind of niche, but like it does help you in those scenarios. Another one of the things that you are able to do is with your Zacian plus Ultra Creation and the Vitality Band, you're able to hit the magical 270, which is needed to kill a Mewtwo and Mew-GX. I think that was probably one of the biggest problems with ADP, is the Mewtwo and Mew-GX, as well as Reshizard. I think Reshizard is a really, really good card right now in the standard format, and Reshizard is just a big problem for this deck in general. So being able to knock out Reshizard with your Zacian is actually just a huge tempo swing for you, and ultimately it'll just win you the game. Otherwise, like, Reshizard by itself is actually just an inherent problem for ADP. So I really love the inclusion that Bradner had with the Vitality Bands. And then we have 8 Metal and 2 Water to round out the energies. But yeah, this was a super solid list. Once again, just please add the second Mawile in. But I think this list is the way to go heading into the actual Players' Cup 3. Obviously, when Rusty Sword comes out, the Zacian will do 30 more with that tool, so Vitality Band won't be as used then. But I think that's basically the only card that really adds to it. It's just the Rusty Sword in the future, so keep your eyes out for that. But let's go ahead and go over to the Excel spreadsheet to see how I did as far as progress goes. Alright, so here we are back at the Excel spreadsheet. This is my Players' Cup 3 qualifier tracker. So the way this thing works is that Pokemon gave you 50 keys, and with those 50 keys you're trying to attain points, and they take the top 256 of the region, of each region, and enter you in the next stage of the Players' Cup qualifier. So if you attain top 4 or better, you get points. So top 4 will give you 1, second will give you 3, and then first will give you 5. And yeah, they just take the top 256 of each region and then advance you. So you want to hit a high number, because there are a lot of people trying to qualify this, because this is basically what we got since we're in quarantine. There's no in-person events. So it is a very high number that you need to hit with these 50 keys. I think for this qualifier, I was talking with my friends like Justin Bakari, Kenny Britton, Ricky Gao, Isaiah Bradner, and we basically said that, you know, 100 was probably really good. I think the last time for Players' Cup 2, I think it was like 90 to 95 was probably safe, but since then, I think a lot more people have shown interest towards this. So 100 is probably safe if you are still grinding your keys and you have 100 rep, you're probably in a good spot. I ended up with 102, so I think I'm big chillin'. But yeah, if you get 95 to 100, I think, you know, 95 to 100, I think this might be borderline, but you should be solid if you're in that threshold. So this is basically how I did on the entirety of this whole run. I started out fine, but then I had a little bit of a kind of a slacker period right over here, and then I picked myself back up. It's a lot of like highs and lows when we go through this list. You know, there's some points where the deck kind of let me down, but that's basically anything in the Pokemon trading card game. Sometimes your deck, you know, rolls off, pops off, and then sometimes you have like these periods right over here where it kind of just lets you down. And I had a decent amount of unplayable opening hands, but you know, that's the name of the game. But I still stuck with it. You know, during this period, it was just kind of like, dang, I probably might not qualify again. But you know, I stuck by it, and towards the end, I actually did really, really well. And like right over here, this last few stretch, I was at, I think like 80 something, heading into this final stretch, and then I got first finals, and then a couple of top 4s to round it out. So ended up with 102, very, very solid, very happy about it. I do look forward to playing in the next stage of the Players' Cup. I haven't done that since Players' Cup 1. So it'll be interesting to see. I'm kind of not like too big of a fan of the standard format right now. I think it's very, very stale, and it hasn't changed since the last Players' Cup qualifier. I'm just like, you know, hey, it's basically like, I'm looking at these like online tournaments on Twitter and stuff, you know, it's basically the same decks are basically doing well, like ADP, Eternatus, Centiskorch. It's basically like the same thing. Like Vivid Voltage didn't really add anything to the standard metagame, not that much. But hey, it is what it is. It was fun. It was kind of easy to jump back in, you know. ADP kind of remains unchanged. Once again, I do think the list that was shown before is probably the way to go in the next set, so I probably might have my eyes on ADP heading into Players' Cup 3. But who knows? I don't know. Maybe there might be some other deck out there that might scream my name. But yeah, hopefully you enjoyed this little report. Sorry I haven't been posting many Pokemon things recently. I've kind of really, like, haven't been into the online tournaments and stuff. Not really a big fan. Really isn't an incentive for me to play. But I do appreciate those who stuck by and those who honestly keep grinding these online tournaments, man. Not really a big fan of them, but hey, that's all we got right now, so... I am a little bit excited for the next Players' Cup. Very excited to get my Players' Cup 3 sleeves, and we'll see how we do. I think I might stream my Players' Cup 3 games like I did for Players' Cup 1, so if you want to, if you are interested, I will be streaming the Players' Cup 3 next stage when it does pop up. I think next month, so Battle Styles will be legal for that, I do believe, so we'll see how Battle Styles shakes up the format. I don't think Shining Fates really adds anything, but we'll see. If you are interested, though, in checking out that stream, please check out the link in the description below. Follow my Twitch, twitch.tv/BigBodyHarris_. And be sure to stay subscribed to this channel for any more Pokemon news. Thanks so much for watching my Players' Cup 3 review. And as always, stay safe out there, and I will see you all in the next video. So please take care, everybody. Have a good night, have a good day, wherever you are in the world. And yeah, see you later.